to you a familiar face from last month, but at the same time, she has rebranded. So go ahead and tell us who you are now.
Hey, it's Alison. You can find me online, Alison Eagle Emoji, 1L in Alison. We've rebranded to a little more patriotic than the Glitter Me Alison. RIP to her. She served me well, but we're moving on.
Are you just shutting down Glitter, or were you able to change the actual
I was just
name?
able to change it. So if you followed me on Glitter Me Allison, you are still on Alison Eagle Emoji. Everything is on all the same platforms. It's the same thing. I just changed the name of it. So.
I mean, Alison Eagle Emoji. Like that's like Prince. Like
the
sign of the
so like
Eagle emoji.
Yeah, if you just type in ALISON and then the Eagle emoji, there I am.
There we go. Now, one thing I do want to check the sound. We screwed that up last time. Again, we're still kind of learning and everything else. So, but if I do call you Eagle, or I call you Emoji, or I call you Allison, you'll know I'm talking.
I will answer to all of those.
It won't be the rest of the audience that we have here in studio and everything else. But so we're going to bring you a wrap up of February. What a month it was. I mean, with the State of the Union, of course, is fresh and top of mind. But I know you and your notes and all the things that you've taken, you're going to go way back to the beginning of February and kind of start from there. So we're going to wait to get a few people on here for the streaming live again, making sure that that's all clear and done. And then we can go. So if you're, well, let's just settle in. Let's just start with it.
Okay. You want to go?
It was a big month.
Yes. It was a big month. Yep. It was, I mean, January was a pretty big month. But February is a pretty good one. We started off strong at the beginning of February with the Melania movie. It grossed over $8 million the opening weekend, which apparently no documentary has been able to do that in like 12 years or something like that. Yep. So huge success for the Melania movie.
Did you see it?
Haven't seen it yet.
Oh, really? You said you were going to see it like in January. I know.
It was coming then we had the snowstorm.
Yeah.
And so I was stuck inside. And then the following weekend we had a snowstorm. So by then I was like, well, I might as well just wait to see it on streaming. I can't contribute to the opening day numbers. So I'll just contribute to the streaming numbers.
All right. Now, one other thing I do want to check is the fact that when on Wednesday, I did a live live stream and the chat was down. And so I'm curious to see if chats are still down. No, it looks like it's not. So fantastic.
Yay.
We actually have a chat. God, that was frustrating. not that I want to talk about business because we just started that, but like I did this interview with a friend of mine named Homer from Deck 9 on the Rocks, and the chat and the super chats were just down. They weren't working. So, you know, you get these live streams, you get this back and forth, you get people talking and nothing was happening. And we're like, something's wrong. And so we spent half the video just screwing around. And that was the whole thing about it. But anyway.
People just had to watch, couldn't say anything.
Right. Well, that was the thing. And that's the problem. You know, otherwise we're just going to do a video, which if you're seeing this on the video, you might see we're going to be changing the stuff in the background. But if you're watching it live right now, that's what you're seeing. So, all right. So Melania came out, broke records again, most documentary, beat the Obama's documentary and everything else. You know, good for Melania.
Good for her.
She gets some actual
She does a good job. I think she is an icon in Americana. So I'm proud of her. I'm happy for her that her movie did well. Let's see what else. Oh, well, do you just want to go in order of everything?
Well, I think we should go in order. I don't want to jump around.
Okay. So the Epstein files came out, and it turns out Zohran Mamdani's mother was in them, and that made big news for a while.
Yeah.
So
that was shadow ban that. I'm sure on that aspect of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I mean, kind of weird.
It is very weird.
Kind of weird.
I mean, is there a possibility? No, I want to go. There were conspiracy theories about who the father of Zohran is.
Listen, I did do a deep dive into his family, and his mother was married to an artist that helped her because she's a movie maker. She makes films. And so she was married to this artist from New York City whose last name was Epstein. And they got divorced in like 89, 90 before she married Mr. Mamdani. And so there was a tiny bit of a, you know, it could be questionable. It could be questionable. Sure. So, but luckily we didn't have to linger on that for too long because there was an epic snowstorm in New York City, like the next day. So
yes. And I'm sure you went out there and you were emergency snow shoveler.
That was when you had to do it for free. So I waited until they paid you $30 an hour to do it. But the absolute mess, just not being prepared for, I mean, I guess New York City doesn't get a ton of like blizzard type snow. They just have like cold, yucky weather, but they were not prepared. That snow piled up for weeks in the trash.
So
the snow was piled up, and then the sanitation couldn't come pick up the trash. So the trash piled up, and then it kind of melted a little bit, and there was animal waste all over the side. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. I mean, I felt so sorry for those people. Mom Donnie didn't really fully prepare, and Eric Adams was on the internet talking.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, if your town's going to get snow and ice, you're going to have a snowstorm. I mean, it's kind of predictable within a couple days. Let's just say that. And they didn't do any preparation at all, and they're understaffed. And as far as what I understand, like, people have just not getting paid. They're walking off the job. They left. I mean, you got all kinds of holes in all of your service and sanitation that you're not going to be able to do all that stuff. So again, they said, hey, come work for us for $20.14. And of course, no one showed up.
Yeah.
And you had to have 5 forms of ID as well, which is hilarious because you need less to vote. But so they did that, and then no one showed up for $20. And then they raised it to $30. And then a few people showed up, but you know what they did when they showed up?
Left.
What?
They left.
They took actual pictures and video of them and their shovel not shoveling snow. It became the thing, like,
Scammed
look at me, here's my shovel. Congratulations, great.
I did follow this one guy. This one guy did sign up to do it it was a TikTok video, but he signed up to do it. Yeah. But his shift was from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Right. Okay. So I don't be walking around sub-degree weather in New York City.
In New York City to shovel a bunch of snow. But it was interesting to watch because the way they did it was they showed up at the sanitation station, got their assignment for what neighborhood they were in. A van came to pick up the crew, dropped them off at the street. They shoveled the street, got back on the van, went back for their next assignment. So I guess he made good money that day, considering nobody else was out there. But
I look at it too. I was having this conversation, like if you worked over 40 hours, you got overtime, of course, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I can't shovel snow for 40 hours.
What if I just brought a blowtorch?
Well, that was the thing too. It's like there's other ways to get rid of snow. You know, I mean, I love to see flamethrowers at 2 a.m. going down New York City, but yeah, that.
Listen, I thought they should have rounded up a bunch of rednecks from down here. Listen, the deal is we'll come up there and do it, and we'll bring our shovels and our plows and everything. We're wearing red MAGA hats, and we're gonna be up there in New York City, and we might bring the flamethrowers just because that'll just take care of it.
Yeah, I don't see why that's.
I don't see a problem with that. Next time, Mom Donnie, call me if you need any more advice on how to get rid of the snow from a Southerner who never gets any snow.
Yep.
So we had the epic snowstorm. Okay. We had the Epstein file release. Yep. Did you go down the Epstein rabbit hole? I went, I didn't want to. Right, I wanted to put it off for as long as possible because who needs to have all of that swimming around in your brain? But occasionally you have to get on there to see what people are talking about.
Sure.
And apparently they were eating people.
Yeah. Well, I want to mention names I heard was eating people, but I won't. But go ahead.
That's insane. Yes, That's insane. So I took a break from the Epstein files after I found that out. I was like, I don't think I need to know anymore. Now I did get back into them when we start learning about the heads of state, like a Prince Andrew situation, Peter Mandelson. I did go and look at those documents. But as far as like the crimes against humanity, we stopped there.
Well, there's a reason why they escaped from the United States and moved to a different country right away. And then all of a sudden they come back and they're like, oh, yeah, just kidding. We like it here and all this stuff. Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, you're in the files. Right. So take a look at this and see. And Hillary, well, we can get ahead of ourselves, but Hillary just did that. Was it Wednesday that she was in front of the people? Was it yesterday? Yeah. And then so we're kind of figuring out she didn't know him at all. She did not know Epstein at all. Yeah. He
went to your house 17 times. You never one time came down there to say hello. He set up your Clinton Foundation. Was that Ghislaine? Was that your daughter's?
Yep.
Ma'am, please.
Right. And why was Ghislaine at your daughter's wedding? And of course, the answer was, oh, she was a +1 for another guest.
What guest was that?
I know, right? Yeah, she left that out. She left that out
exactly.
And I mean, I met everybody at every wedding I've been to that I was a part of. I mean, like my wedding and all the ones I planned. I met everybody, especially if you're Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. People want to meet you, so you think you would have met everybody there.
Yeah. No, that whole thing. Well, that was at the end of the month. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So the Epstein files, that was
eating children. I'm going to write that down in the comments. Eating children.
Yeah. Don't do that. But luckily they distracted us with the Epstein file dump with a month-long search for Nancy Guthrie.
Yes, I mean, a sad story, but I think it was somewhat
it dominated the news cycle to the point that I was infuriated because there was so much going on, and all we had to do was look at Nancy Guthrie's empty house to try to figure out where she was at. Yeah, sad story,
right?
Sad situation, but it did dominate the entire month of February until the Winter Olympics got here, and then we kind of put a pause on Nancy.
It did feel like the Nancy story. There was highs and lows. There was a time where, obviously she's gone. So that's a high, and I say high as non-emotional. Okay. Just saying, but the news story was hot. She's gone. She's vanished. We don't know, kidnapped or not. We don't know. And then it was, okay, she's kidnapped. Let's go. So the low kind of a couple of days, let's look for her. Can't find, we found somebody. No, wait, no, we didn't find somebody. Oh, wait. She's here. No, wait, that's it. And now we were like, they found the backpack, and that was a high. And then it was like, I don't know where we're at with it now. I mean, it's been
they released weeks. So as of yesterday, they released the house back to the family. The investigators are, I guess, done looking at the house. Still no Nancy, still no suspect, still no idea what's really going on. But I think Savannah went back to New York because she's going to go back to her job, and I guess just let the police take care of it from there. But poor Nancy.
That's got to be tough. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
All right. So on a happy news.
But shortly following that, the Winter Olympics started. And I love sports. I grew up in a sports family. So I just love the spirit of competition now. Do I know a lot about winter sports? No, not at all. I live in the South, please. But they're very exciting to watch. In the very beginning, Marco Rubio and JD Vance attended some of the games.
The opening too, yep.
And the opening was cool. It was in Italy this year in Milan. We had the curling situation with Canada. That was dramatic.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
We'll get to the end of the Winter Olympics, but they kicked off at the beginning of February. And I think a lot of Americans, because they were kind of over the Nancy Guthrie footage, were forced to watch the Winter Olympics. And so now we have a lot of curling aficionados out there in America.
I did a short about that. Everybody becomes experts every time they went, an Olympic comes by every 2 years, winter and summer. It's like these random sports that you don't have. And you're like, this is amazing. This is what I would do. If I was doing it, I would train this way. They should just do this differently. I'm like, you have no idea. You look at this sport every 4 years. No one cares at all until it actually happens.
Yeah. And when the Winter Olympics come around, I forget that they have like the most, because the Summer Olympics are like running and swimming,
track and field,
and like just kind of stuff that normal everyday people can do. Yeah. But like this is the Olympic level. In the Winter Olympics, it's like put on these skis and go shoot this gun at stuff. Who thought of that? And how did America not win that event? Skis and guns? Surely someone from Michigan could have taken home the gold. Guys, now's the time to start training, okay?
Step up our game on that.
We do.
One. Yes. Yeah, the biathlon is actually a pretty cool event. I mean, if you're out in the backcountry, you're kind of working on it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. The summer is mostly dominated by the track and field, I would think, and swimming too. Then you got the little things, little diving and that thing.
Oh, yeah, the diving. I love all the pool ones. The ones in the pool. I'm like, you guys have to that's so much practice to be out of the pool and in the pool and up high and down.
Yeah,
I'm always impressed.
For basically like a 0.04 seconds of an event.
Yes,
you probably. I mean, if you time it from the time they leave the platform to hit the water, I mean, you probably, if they go all the way to the finals and win, it's like 4 seconds.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Of complete honest. Well, I don't even know if it was 4 seconds or not. But yes, that is interesting. But hey, what happened at the end of the Olympics? That was the big thing.
The end of the Olympics, was that the hockey game?
There was a thing, guys with sticks, running around. Yes, it was amazing.
It was so exciting to watch. So I'm not like, again, I live in the South. The Nashville Predators are the closest team to us. I think there's one maybe in North Carolina. I don't know. But not a huge thing down here. But what I do love is the United States of America and talking trash to other countries. Right. So this whole thing with the hockey, it didn't start here, but this is where was last year during the tournament in which 4 countries, the NHL hosted it. And so NHL players from Canada, the United States, Finland, and Sweden could all go play for their home countries against each other. Now, when the United States of America played Canada, they booed our national anthem.
Yes, I remember that.
They booed us. And it made us really mad. Now, we didn't take home the trophy in that game.
Okay, fine.
But they booed us nonetheless, and we didn't forget that. So what did we do? We spent the entire year getting better at hockey.
So what we did, we fought them, actually.
We did.
They say drop gloves. Drop gloves and just take them out.
The Kachuk brothers came out immediately and started whooping tail. So then we spent the next year getting amazing at hockey. We shoot to the Winter Olympics, and it's the final gold medal match against the United States of Canada. You can't make it up. We get out there. We're in overtime. Jack Hughes.
I know, amazing.
American hero scores the gold medal goal, and then the team proceeds to ride that high for as long as humanly possible. And I'm so glad that they did. They won the gold medal. They partied in the locker room with Kash Patel. They got on an airplane that was supposed to go to New York City, but was rerouted because it was a blizzard that weekend. So they partied. They went to Miami, partied at a strip club where they sang the national anthem and Toby Keith's Brought to You Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. Got on an Air Force plane the next day, flew to the White House where they ate hangover food in the White House. And then we're honored at the State of the Union. Now, the State of the Union, I can't think of a worse place to be hungover.
All those people. That's funny.
But
I mean, they're young though. They don't get hangovers like we do anymore.
No, but they partied for 3 solid days.
And they deserve it.
As they should. As they should. And then Jack Hughes, whichever one, the New Jersey, the one that plays in New Jersey.
Yes, that's Jack.
The next day, he had to play a home game.
Yeah. They honored him big time.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, so they honored him at the home game, and then if you actually watch the video too, I'm sure you did, but they switched to the governor of New Jersey, and the entire crowd just booed. I mean, it was like, Jack, America, great, Eagles, soaring and all this stuff, and then it was like, and now introducing the New Jersey governor, Mickey Sherrill, and it was like, boo, and the whole thing just changed.
Jack Hughes is the governor of New Jersey. Yeah. Did you know that the NHL took out a $3.7 billion insurance claim on all of the NHL players that played in the Olympics?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because they haven't been able to play.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, they're flying across overseas. Sure.
Yeah. And if if they got hurt and had to miss games, they'd be out of their contract. But this is the first time the NHL has allowed their players to play since 2014.
Oh, I did not know that.
So this was a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Right. Connor Hellebuck. Don't forget about the goalie.
Secretary of Defense.
That's good. I like that. Okay. Secretary of Defense. Yes. Yeah. I mean, stopping all but one goal across, but I mean, just amazing saves on that. And he got the Presidential Medal of Honor.
Yep.
One of the highest honor you can give a sport athlete. Yeah. So congratulations.
Trump said in the State of the Union that the players all voted and it was unanimous. So
that's huge.
So proud of the Americans, and the women's won also.
Yep.
That game,
don't forget that.
I watched that game too, and they won in overtime also. And that play was sick.
Yep.
It was like I watched it on repeat because I was like, "How did she do that? That was amazing." And listen, give it to the AI people that make all of our clothes over in China because they had a shirt ready before the national anthem was over. Of that final scene because it was like the Canadian girl with her head down and our girl with like her hands up. It was good. It was really good. It was really good. Yep. So big month for sports. Yes. Thank you to all of our athletes that participated and represented the United States of America. I thought we did a great job. I think it's the highest medal count that we've ever gotten in the Winter Olympics. Oh, really? Is what we achieved. Oh, okay. So not too bad. Norway got the most, but they should. Their whole entire country is smashed. Yeah. Right. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, we have more Epstein stuff, and they trickle out that.
Yeah, they keep dropping those. And
I do feel like they use it as a distraction because they'll like kind of the mainstream media doesn't really want to talk about it, but they'll sort of latch on to like Epstein. I have here that Epstein had a fake passport, and he did. Oh. He had an Austrian passport, and I looked it up, and the guy who's a fake name, fake birthday, obviously. No, he's not Austrian. Yeah. There really was a man who was from Austria. He had stamps on this passport. It's not like he just got it used it.
Yeah.
So that was weird. Okay. Don't know what you're going to do about that. Let's see.
Fake passport.
We've got some political stuff. Trump cutting Obama's EPA regulations, which we did discuss this morning, was pretty big. Pretty good for as far as energy production and all of that they're wanting to do. The Pam Bondi hearing. What a disaster.
Unfortunately, that really was a disaster. I gotta admit that Yeah, I'm gonna go through your note. Well, yeah, I mean, one of those things. I was actually watching that, which is one of the things I actually watched now that you told me to watch. So I'm listening to Alison over here, and I'm watching it and watching it. And then when she had that outburst, I think it was in front of Jerry Nadler or whoever it was. I was like, wait a minute, what? Wait. Okay, wait a minute. I was listening, and now I'm paying attention. So I had to rewind it and go, what are you like? You're not even a real lawyer. And I'm like, what's happened? Which is that you can't do that in a congressional hearing, but she did. Okay, let's pay attention to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of attorneys being on TV for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
I think you guys should keep your mouth shut and not get out there and talk about all this stuff. You can send someone to do that for you. You don't need to be up there. But because it was a hearing, she had to be there. I just don't think Pam does a great job on TV or like.
It wasn't a good look.
It really wasn't. But I do think that the televised hearings are a clown show anyways. They all the people, both sides of the aisle want their clip. They want their viral moment. And they got one.
Yeah, and they continuously talk over each other. And I don't think anything really gets solved. I think it just happens. It's just there because they have to kind of deal. But yeah, I mean, are you going to talk about her in the stock market comment?
Pamela.
Yeah.
Pamela. That was just on her. It would be like her. She's like, oh, yeah, by the way, the Dow. The Dow. We know, Pamela, you're not here to talk about the Dow.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with legal jurisdiction over whatever she was talking about. But I mean, I'm not a Pam Bondi hater because, you know, I know that the justice system, the wheels of justice grind slowly. But Pam, please stop being on TV so much.
Yeah.
Send someone else to be on TV. Not hard. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay, we're mid-month now.
Okay, mid-month February. Okay.
AOC in Germany at the Munich Security Conference.
Yeah, you're going to have to talk about this because I could not watch that. Like, I watched the first 10, 15 seconds. I'm like, no, I'm moving on. I'm done.
Listen, they were all there. So it was kind of I think a test for the Democratic Party to get feelers out for their presidential hopefuls. AOC was there. Gavin Newsom was there. Hillary, of course, was there. Yeah. Which I find it funny that Hillary has time to go to Munich, but she can't go testify in front of Congress. Yeah. She's too busy. She can't testify in front of Congress.
And she can't find time to go to Epstein's Island either. I mean, ever. You know, she's so busy.
She's super busy. But so AOC, presidential hopeful, they thought she was a front runner. She was asked a question about U.S.-Taiwan relations and what they should do there. And she it was like a Looney Tunes cartoon of her answer instead of just saying, we should always choose diplomacy first, which would be the right answer if you don't know what to say. She literally stumbled over her words for an excruciatingly long time. Yeah. So that was embarrassing for her. I think she kind of ruined her presidential hopes with that.
Let's hope it's more than that, but yes, that's probably.
I mean, if you don't have a foreign policy for the easiest layup in Taiwan ever, honey, no.
Yeah, I mean, she'll come back later on as a learning experience, and she'll have learned from her previous. I can't say they won't say mistakes. No, of course that will never come out of their words. But I agree. So yeah.
And then Gavin Newsom was also there. He's just always a national embarrassment. You saw the thing recently that he was on. Where was he? I can't remember.
Atlanta?
He was in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta. Yep. I couldn't remember if he was in Atlanta or South Carolina. He was in Atlanta talking about how he can't read.
I'm just like you, everybody. I'm just like you. I can't read either. Yes, I can't do it at all. So, yes. Yeah, that was like, what? You want to talk down to people? Tell them I'm stupid just like you are.
Not even that. You want to be president and you can't read? No offense to anybody who has difficulties.
Well, don't make fun of his dyslexia and his disabilities. Don't make
fun
of
maybe being president isn't for you if you struggle with reading. Maybe we find something else for you to do. Because you have to read stuff. How do you know? Donald Trump's up there every day with his executive orders and his Sharpie pen.
Yep. Well, and Newsom's also doing other things on his own podcast, talking about books that he's read and how many things and how fast he can do it. And
listen, else. I know what he did there. Kind of smart. He was like, I devoured it in 2 hours. Yeah. He audiobooked it. He listened to it on an audiobook.
Well, the audiobook takes 10 hours, though.
Twice the speed. He didn't read it in 2 hours if the audiobook takes 10.
That's the whole point. Either he's lying about being dumb and having dyslexia, or he really read it in 2.5 hours because the audiobook is 10. So even if you do it double the speed, I mean, that's still 4 hours. But so it's nothing matches up with what that guy says. Out of one side of the mouth, out of the other. it's just ridiculous how it all plays
I
out. So,
can't. He's one of those people that I can't listen to. It's so embarrassing. The things that he says are just embarrassing and like wholly untrue. And, you know, I try to follow all the big political figures on X and stuff, and the things that he, like, it's just troll level stuff.
Yep.
Easy and not serious, and just not, he's just not serious. I don't know who they're going to get the Democratic Party for 28. I heard Andy Bashir was kind of in the running. Yeah.
And who is he again? I know
he's the governor of Kentucky.
Oh, really? That's right. He is. I was thinking
and he does seem like he has,
from Pennsylvania, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Gresham Whitmer recently came out and said, thank you, Donald Trump, for something. I was like, oh, maybe she's gearing up for 28 bid.
Yeah. Well, Bashir makes sense considering Kentucky went red and he still was elected. So he's got qualities. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. His father is political, and so he's got connections. So maybe it'll be Bashir. If it is AOC or Gavin Newsom, we win. Yeah. There's just no chance. There's no, they're just, they can't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the people that have to live in their areas. All right. What else do we have? We've got AOC. Oh, so they did. I wrote down everybody that has resigned due to their connections to the Epstein files. There's been quite a few resignations of people who have been found in the Epstein files. And I do want to say, for the Epstein files, I don't think anyone's going down for crimes against children and women and humans. I don't think anyone's going to go down for that. I don't think there's enough evidence to prove it. I don't think they want to prove it. I think what people are going to go down for are the financial crimes and the clandestine crimes that they committed with or for Jeffrey Epstein, which is why the people that you're seeing resign are all financial people.
That makes sense, considering that's how they got the mob, basically. They got Al Capone and all that stuff. It's all financial stuff. It wasn't racketeering or anything. It was, you forgot to pay your taxes correctly. Yeah.
I think it's going to be that sort of situation. So do you want to go over the people that have?
Well, yeah, we can go through them. I remember
we don't have
the Harvard guy went through. He went down recently. As far as he just resigned from being Harvard because he had relations with a convicted felon, and he still and he was like scoping on his mentees. I mean, I'm gonna research that a little further. It just happened. So
he stepped down. The president of World Economic Forum stepped down yesterday. Okay. We had him and one other yesterday, but we've also got Peter Mandelson. He was arrested, which he is in the files. That was one of the ones that I did look up to see what they were talking about. Let me tell you, Peter Mandelson was begging to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. There are so many emails where Peter Mandelson is like, do you want to come to my house? And Jeffrey Epstein would say, maybe. Like, just blew him off, like did not want anything to do with him. But Peter Mandelson was introducing Jeffrey Epstein to either heads of state or, the finance minister of the Congo. He made that introduction. Like Peter Mandelson was the one introducing all these other people to Jeffrey Epstein, which is not good. And then after all of that, he was appointed the ambassador to the United States of America. So you committed crimes with Jeffrey Epstein, and Keir Starmer appointed you as the ambassador to the United States. Like, not a good look. Not a good look. Prince Andrew, obviously. He went down. Yeah,
actually, just that comment just popped up on one of people on chat right now. Exactly, talking about Prince Andrew.
He, and it is going to, again, we know what he did, but it is going to be that he either sold or traded state secrets.
Right. Don't worry about the kids and eating and everything else. No, it's the secrets that you possibly gave away.
The audacity. Let's see. Keir Starmer had his chief of staff and his the Carolyn Levitt version of that director of his communications, whatever that's called, press secretary. They both resigned after the Peter Mandelson stuff came out that he was involved in. So Keir Starmer's lost his crew. His people are going down. I think these other countries are taking it very seriously for good reason. Norway, we also had the former prime minister was raided. His home was raided. The former prime minister of Norway
over the Epstein files.
Over the Epstein files. He was the chair of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee.
Oh, which overlooked Trump, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now we know why.
Yeah.
We had former ambassador from Norway resigning. We had a diplomat from Norway resigning. Who else do we have? The Crown Prince apologized. Again, the guy from WEF Slovakia, their national security advisor resigned. France, their former culture minister resigned. And Sweden had the UNCHR chair resigning. Like all of these people who are in high, you're going to see people from banks. I saw yesterday, but I was never able to confirm with a mainstream outlet that Ariana Rothschild was being investigated.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know exactly who it is, but I recognize the last name, of course. So,
yeah. And there's a few Rothschild that were actively giving advice to Jeffrey Epstein and telling him, no, don't meet with this person. Yes, meet with this person. So
they're telling Epstein not to meet with people. How funny is that? Because people should not be meeting with Epstein. But all right.
Yeah. He was like, no, it's not a good idea. But she is the CEO of the Rothschild Group. So
wow.
She's being investigated.
Okay.
So, and that was all mid-month. Now we've had more people obviously since then resign, and I think we're going to see. Yeah, we're going to see a lot more because you can't really walk that back.
And you figure they're resigning, but are they going to go to prison? I mean, there's that balance of how and what's going to actually happen.
You'd have to follow the money. You'd have to see how many. Like I think Mandelson gave Jeffrey Epstein 3 separate payments of $25,000. So they shouldn't. I mean, that is one good thing. And Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent said we can track all of our money everywhere, all around the world, all the time. So I think that's maybe while the United States of America isn't arresting anyone, we may be providing information to other countries to do their own investigations with where the money has gone.
Right.
Especially if it was U.S. money.
Yeah.
Also, in Munich, we had Secretary Rubio's speech. Did you watch it?
That's one when he called everybody out basically and said, we're America and we're going to do what we want. I didn't watch it, but I mean, I saw the highlights. You're the one that watches
it. Okay, so last month I said that Donald Trump's speech at Davos was the greatest American speech in our generation. Marco Rubio's speech at in Munich was also one of the greatest speeches of a generation. Like it might have been better than Donald Trump.
Oh.
It was so good. It was so good and on point and exactly where America's headed. And if you want to stick with the globalists, go ahead. You're going to ensure your own demise, but we're not going that way. And it was that was the one where he talked about how Europe and the United States of America are ancestors. Like we have a connection to this land and to these people because you created our land and our people. And that's the one where AOC said, cowboys came from Mexico.
Oh,
like that's not what he was talking about, you buffoon. So that speech, you should go watch it. It was so I watched it probably 4 or 5 times. It was so good.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It was good. It's like about 15 minutes long, but it's one of those that you're like, put it on a piece of paper and put it in the Smithsonian. We also had the Board of Peace was officially created and going. What are your thoughts on the Board of Peace?
Overall, I mean, I like it if you compare and contrast it to NATO and what's happening with that aspect of it. I mean, you can't really, we need something new. I mean, everything needs to come. So if you got NATO who's locked in solid stone, you can't move it. You can't eliminate people. You can't take countries in or out of it. You certainly can't let Ukraine go to NATO, not that they're on Board of Peace, but you still need something to change. You still need something updated. So I'm curious to see what power it has per se. I haven't seen the actual written document contract, if there even is one, but where are they going to go with this whole thing? And that's what I'm wondering. What's going to happen with that one?
I think it's not so much a threat to NATO. Like you said, it's a movable thing. You can't really do a lot about NATO, but as far as the UN goes, I think the UN is toast. They haven't really done much as far as solving wars or a lot of the humanitarian aid that the United States pays for. So, and they're broke. They are now broke. So I think that the UN is toast and the Board of Peace will be the new guy in town that kind of gets to throw its weight around because there is nothing to take the UN's place except for Azerbaijan can't be in NATO, but they can give $1 billion to be on the Board of Peace forever.
Right.
So, and I think I read something the other day. I need to confirm this. I'm not totally sure. But that the Board of Peace has more money than the UN at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you have to pay $1 billion to be in it.
Yeah.
And so I think there's
is that a one-time thing or is that
one time for a lifetime membership? Now I'm not sure what the payment.
What are the dues?
I don't know what the dues are for countries that don't want to be in it forever, but or that don't have it. But for the countries that do have it, I think I mean, probably 10 of them have given $1 billion.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
That's good. And the last I heard that Russia was offered an invitation to join, but I don't think that they have joined yet. And it will be interesting to see if they do join. And we were talking about Russia and kind of what they had going on earlier this morning, but if they join the Board of Peace, I think it's a game changer.
Yeah, sure. I mean, hold them accountable.
To align yourself with the United States of America when, like Tony Blair is on the Board of Peace, but Keir Starmer is not. Like, to align yourself with America and not these other European nations that are in NATO is, I think that says a lot. Yeah.
It certainly does. Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, there's a few comments that are actually coming in the chat that are not showing up on YouTube. There's probably obviously a filter in there. I don't have any personal filters on anything to do with live chats, but YouTube does. So I'm just letting you know, Jason Kelly, every country in America is stolen land. I guess that's not showing up, but I see it on my restream, which shows up there. So that's interesting. Also, too, he mentioned the fact that it's not Prince Andrew, because Prince Andrew, of course, was booted from his thing for being a pedo. So so he's demoted. so Jason says the pedo prince demoted to just pedo. LOL. So that's good.
And he's home, no money, no wife, and nothing. Like,
what a fall from grace on that one. Yeah. And then Notabot, one of our old longtime chat partners here, says Andy Bashir with the VP of James Tallarico is the best thing that could happen to our country. Are you going to talk about James Tallarico?
I don't have it on the list, but I do know that that whole drama with Jasmine Crockett was hilarious.
We'll bring that up in a minute. I have that in my notes. So let's continue on that one. So again, if you put it in the chat, we are reading them, but again, even if they show up or not, we'll break and do that. So anyway.
Okay. What else do we have? We have, I don't know if you want to talk about this because I don't know anything about money. The tariff ruling, SCOTUS tariff ruling, Donald Trump was heated.
Yes.
He was heated.
Yeah, that was, so talk about it. So basically, I mean, if you're not paying attention, the Supreme Court came down and said the tariffs that Donald Trump, those tariffs are not constitutional and you can't do it anymore. Well, okay, fine. So of course Trump's mad, and he was very mad at the State of the Union, would not even really look at the Supreme Court, which granted, I saw that I did a commentary with that with another guy, and we kind of thought, why are they there? Why is the Supreme Court there? Because really they need to be perfectly neutral in all things and just look at the Constitution. So they're not going to stand up. They're not going to clap. No. They're not going to do anything because we don't expect them to, because they shouldn't. They shouldn't do that. So why are they there? And that's kind of the thing. It's a respect thing. They're up front. But whenever like the casual observers watching the State of the Union, and they say, well, geez, look at the State of the Union, or the Supreme Court. Look at them. They're not doing anything. Yeah, but see, that looks bad in optics.
Yeah,
even though it's correct.
But the generals don't stand either for the same reason.
The same reason, yeah, exactly.
Like, well, I don't want them standing up for policy reasons. No. Stand up for the USA hockey team and the kids and all of that. But like, maybe don't that's fine. That's fine. But what's her name? Ketanji was at the Grammys last month.
Well, that was the big.
So that was. It's one of those. It's like, I don't want them to stand at the State of the Union. I also don't want them at the Grammys either. But she had an audiobook, which is why she was there.
Well, the whole same people are yelling at Kash Patel for being in Italy for the Olympics and the locker room celebrating there. And you're like, well, here's Kajami Jackson over here at the Grammys, with these people that are screaming, for men in bathrooms and that kind of thing. Yeah, it was like, no, it's not
comparable. Apples and oranges. Also, Kash Patel has been a huge hockey fan. Like, I follow him on X, and it is and I get the alerts on my phone for all of the cabinet members when they post, and he always posts about hockey. I'm like, I thought you were like arresting someone, and this is just about a Florida Panthers game. Jeez. So he's a big hockey fan. I'm glad he got to go do that. I'm sure it was just as cool. Like, imagine being part of Team USA and you're partying with the director of the FBI, and imagine being the dork Kash Patel is. Like, he's just like a lawyer dork, and he's now getting to party with the coolest guys in America. Like, the people who blew that out of proportion.
They did.
They're fuddy-duddies.
And he does have a time off, by the way. I mean, he does. I mean, let's just say it for that reason. I mean, Kash Patel has some time. That he can
want him out there digging in the woods looking for Nancy? What do you want him to go do? We had that. We had, we're now towards the end of the month. It's a short month. The guy at Mar-a-Lago that came in with the shotgun and the gasoline can. Right. What on earth was that?
Oh, it's just a desperate attempt by a mentally deranged person. I mean, that's what it is. I don't know why he even thought that he was going to get anywhere on that one, but yeah.
I don't either. That was
Yeah.
that is true mental illness.
Yeah.
To put your life at
It
risk
really
like
is.
that and then lose it for what? For political ideologies?
I know, right? I mean, well, the family knew that he wasn't right, and they knew it. I mean, it always happens too. Whenever something horrible happens, you always go to the family and say, "Did you notice anything? Was anything off?" And they're like, "Yeah, we knew.
Mm-hmm.
We knew all about it." You know, and very rarely does something happen where it's like, "Oh no, that was crazy. We had no clue."
Yeah,
they knew, and
absolutely,
and they didn't say nothing, or they did say, a lot of these things too. They actually do say something, but slow reaction from the DOJ or just police.
Or like
or
what exactly do you do? I mean, if somebody told me that, I think I'm going to go threaten the president. I don't even know who I would call first.
Yeah,
I mean, I could call 911, but what jurisdiction do they have over a threat against the president?
I guess, yeah.
I have called the FBI before.
Do we want to talk about that online?
It was last year during those Tesla takedown things.
Oh yeah,
when they were like threatening everybody, and I was like, "Hey guys, just so you know, it's going to be at this place at this time. I saw it on the internet." And they're like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a Tesla, right?
I don't have a Tesla, but I'm a Patriot.
Yeah.
Y'all
and it was there something there?
I don't know, because it was the same day Tim Burchett had his thing with AFP that day. Did you go to that at Cotton Eye Joe's?
Yeah, I was there.
And so they had planned this whole Tesla takedown thing, and I was like, I'm just gonna let the FBI know that this is going on. I'm sure they already knew, but just in case, you never know.
Yes.
If they say that people, the one thing that keeps crime from going, like one thing that you can do to help is actually just call. Even if everybody else is called, you can call too, because a lot of people will see something happening and think somebody else is called. So, call the FBI. What are they doing? I'll just bother them.
Sitting around waiting for somebody.
Just waiting on me to call them. So I did do that. We also have the Tucker Carlson Mike Huckabee interview. Did you watch it?
I started to watch it. I was probably about 15 minutes in, then I got sidetracked. I couldn't do it. So,
it's long. I struggle listening to Tucker Carlson. Like I'm not like a huge stan. I'm not like, I got to listen to him this week. But he has very interesting guests on. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Sean Ryan. Like those shows are so long, but sometimes his guests are really good. And so I try to listen. And the Huckabee one that I like, I don't really want to watch this because I know he's about to railroad Mike Huckabee, and I don't want to see. I don't want to see all that. Like, but it was. I think it's something that had to happen. I think we needed to see Mike Huckabee and where he stood with how he feels about Israel and America. It's very different Mike Huckabee than you saw run for president, I thought.
Interesting. Okay, is it worth a watch?
Yeah.
I
mean, well, it depends on how easily you get your feelings hurt. If you're like deeply impassioned, I know. It's same. I'm like, I'm not. I have my opinions. I have my team I root for, but like, I don't lose sleep over any of this. So if you get your feelings hurt easily, or if you have very passionate views about Israel, maybe don't watch it.
Okay.
But if you don't really care either way, watch it. I mean, it's just interesting to see his take. It was kind of like the Ted Cruz one. Remember when Tucker interviewed Ted Cruz?
And Ted didn't know the numbers, not.
It's kind of like that. But now Mike Huckabee he's a professional statesman. Yeah. He's been at it a long time, so he never lost himself. He never kind of yelled and he was very cordial. But Tucker got him. I thought Tucker took the win on that one. And I know people don't like Tucker, and that's fine. I don't really care. Either way, I don't care about it. Let's see. And now we're at the end of the month. We're at the State of the Union.
Okay. Yep.
That was great. Did you watch it?
I did a whole commentary. So obviously to watch my channel on YouTube, but all right. So I did actually a thing. I put the TV on and actually me and my buddy Alex Kane sat in front of it, and we actually commentated our own commentator. And until Trump actually started speaking, we had the volume off, and we were going back and forth. Who's this? Who's that? Look at this. Look who's shaking hands.
Invite me to the next time you do that.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It was like the State of the Union is like my Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, it was huge. It was amazing to see everybody. And I agree. It was a fun thing. So yes, we watched it. And then we watched, I started about 15 minutes before it started. And then we actually watched the Spamberger talk about it afterwards too. We just laughed our butts off by then. And then we just talked about her thing. And then I think it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes of a channel. So look at the live on that one. State of the Union
went live.
Yeah, I did
okay.
Live,
I'll watch her. I'll try to watch her lives. Lives are hard to watch because they are so long.
Yes, that's the problem. But yeah, so I did watch it. So which part stuck out to you though?
My favorite. I I know this is controversial for people because some people don't like that he does this, but I like when he gives out awards at the State of the Union and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of the people in the military think that should be done in the White House in a private setting for the military awards.
Yeah.
I like that it's on the State of the Union and we can all watch it and it's the pomp and the circumstance. I'm a sucker for pomp and circumstance.
That was actually the first time a Medal of Honor has ever been. I get it wrong. It's not awarded, but it's not received or given. It's earned. Again, I apologize for the military for messing that up because it's a very specific thing. But the Medal of Honor was put around someone's neck at the first time ever, the State of the Union, and it happened twice. That was the interesting thing about that. So.
And Melania gave that guy. He was like 100 years old.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out who that was at the beginning when they were like introducing Melania and like, here's this guy. We thought he was the other World War II veteran that they talked about too, and then it wasn't him, and we're like.
Well, they had two.
Well, who was that guy? And then, sure enough, at the end of it, they're like, "Oh, that's got to be that guy." And then, boom, it was. And there it was. Yes, I agree. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to talk about the military because what those guys went through, and thank God they're being, again, not rewarded for it, but showing recognized is a good word for it.
And he got the 100-year-old guy got something else at the Department of War the following day, and I don't. If you know the name of that recognition. Put it in the chat because I don't remember the name of it, but it's like this. It was at the Department of War that they recognized him for his service. So
good, yeah,
it was good. I like that. I'm a sucker for any type of military stuff. It makes me cry every time. That guy that got shot in Venezuela. The
pilot.
Just looked like an absolute badass out there.
Yeah. He still flew his mission even though he got hit with like 8 shots or something like that.
Shredded his leg up.
Yeah, and he can still fly it. Helicopter.
And I don't know anything about all the awards that were on his chest, but everybody said that that man's if you see him in public, you're safe. You're gonna be perfectly fine out there. So like that. Who else? And of course they had the hockey team out there. That was cool to see them. And there was one other award that I really the guy that got the National Guardsman that got shot in the head.
Yes, yeah.
He got the Purple Heart, and I thought that was really sweet too.
That was. Yeah, when they talked about his, I don't know, partner is the right word, but the person he was on that got killed, unfortunately, and then Irina,
Zarutska, her mother was there.
Yeah, God, I couldn't. If that were my kids, I couldn't do that. I couldn't. You know what I mean? Fantastic that they were invited. Great that they were there, but to hear anybody talk about my daughter. And what happened to her, I would have lost my shit. I mean, it would have been rough. It would have been rough. So, I mean, my daughter's alive and well and fantastic. And just talking about that is actually it's hard.
Yeah. And then at the very end of it, when he laid that trap for the Democrats, that was Trump.
Yeah.
That was so Trump. I, as a marketing person, do not understand who is giving these orders to the Democratic Party to be as insane as possible. Did you see the counter State of the Union thing with the blow up frog costumes?
Oh my God. Yeah. The frog brigade. Yeah. How do you keep this seriously? Like, how do you take them seriously? I don't get that. Yes.
That lady that was out there, she's a representative from Oregon and she's like, and I'm a physician. Do not ever let that lady be my doctor. She's nuts. That was insane. They were like drain the swamp and they had all these blow up frog costumes. I'm like, can't y'all just go? I think if you don't go to the State of the Union, you don't serve Congress. It is literally your job to show up because in the State of the Union, then report back to their people what all they heard.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't necessarily have to do that now because we have TV and telephone or cell phones, but you still need to go and you need to sit there and not show your rear end and just take it like a man and wait till it's over and then you can leave.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have to go in there and make everything about them with the what's her name, Ilhan Omar yelling at the president. She should have been booted.
No. Mike Johnson actually said that she was not booted because he wanted the America to see her in all of her glory and everything else. He didn't use that word glory, but that's my word. But he wanted people to see it, and so that's going to be an ad for the Republicans here coming up, very quickly for her, whoever does what with her. But yes, that was the thing with that.
She's still around at the end of all of this, and not
I know
back into her beloved country.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Democrats are gonna. I don't know how they're gonna recover, and their messaging is just. I felt bad for them almost because their messaging is just psychotic, and I think that people who voted for Trump that were Democrats don't necessarily want to be Republicans. They want the old dog, the Democrats from the olden days that believed in, the unions and the more money in schools and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel so sorry for those people because I know that they don't necessarily want to be in the conservative movement. They want their old party back, but I don't know, outside of John Fetterman, I don't know what you do about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and Fetterman was wearing a suit for once. That was
he did.
Nice.
He shook Trump's hand.
Yeah, he was the only Democrat that shook Trump's hand, which was interesting.
He was front row too.
Yeah,
I'm so impressed with John Fetterman. He's a Democrat, but I think he does a good job with his messaging, with explaining why he does the things he does. Mm-hmm. He doesn't always vote with the Republicans, and that's okay if he doesn't truly stand by it. But I think he does a really good job representing the people. I think it's like the Pittsburgh area. I think he does a great job representing the people that voted for him.
Yeah.
And I think Republicans are probably okay with him too. I don't know. I'm not from Pennsylvania. I don't know what conservatism is like up there, but I don't think he'll run for president or anything, but I think he's a great leader for the party if they could just get out of the weeds. I don't know what's going on with that party.
Yeah, and the problem with Fetterman was the strokes that he had too.
Yeah, and then he fell down recently, and remember that when he got his face all banged up.
So So one thing you forgot to mention, or maybe didn't mention, is Erica Kirk.
She was there.
Union too, as well.
She was there. I think that she should hire me to do her
public
relations.
Say it again louder so they can hear it in the back.
Erica Kirk, hire me to do your public relations, girly. We'll get you exactly where you need to be, which is famous on television.
You want to talk about that? What you're doing? Your new venture?
Oh, yeah. So I just started, filed my LLC, got all my paperwork back. I'm launching a social media strategy company, which means if you have a business online or you're an online creator or whatever it is that you do, I will help you manage your social media. We have a partner. We come out, we do a day of shooting. So we'll shoot you some content. We'll get you about 5 posts to get up, handle your SEO, handle your replying to comments and your DMs and all of that. I used the example before. If you're a barber, but you have a social media page, you don't have time to run a social media page and be a barber. I'll come run your social media page and you be the barber. So we're just getting that off the ground. We actually had our first sales call next Monday. So hopefully that'll go well. We're excited for that, but it's called Flaunt Social Strategy, FLAUNT. Anyone needs any help with their social medias.
There you go.
We do a good job. There. We did one for my friend Jessica. She owns Fine Line Aesthetics in Fountain City. And we were like, hey, can we just come out and practice, kind of just get the vibe of everything? Right. And we did a couple of things for her. They looked so good. So
Erica Kirk, make sure you hear that.
Erica Kirk, listen to me, girly. Your PR team is ruining your life for you. Okay. Let me help you.
Good. Was that the end of the month?
That was the end of the month because we already went over that Nancy Guthrie. The Nancy saga is done.
In the remaining time that we have, let me talk about my stuff.
Yay. Your stuff is so much better than my stuff.
No, you did a great job. That's your play-by-play. I feel like the color commentator between your actual research and all the things that you do on that one. But yeah, I did a couple of videos, got a couple of interviews this week. The month was great on that aspect of it. I did an interesting video. It's 6 minutes and 7 seconds long. It's got over 3,000 views, which for me is a lot. I mean, for a lot of people, and especially like Alison over here, it's not a whole lot. But for the video, for me, YouTube. It was huge. So that was interesting. And then there's a lot of scandals going on right now with people trying to get porn into libraries, into public libraries.
What?
For kids. Yeah. So take a look at that.
What would be the purpose of that?
Basically, perverts is what it really comes down to. Yeah. Yeah.
Did they arrest those people immediately for even asking?
Well, no, because they're claiming the First Amendment and all this stuff. They get removed, but then all of a sudden a new book pops up too. It's like you cut off one head and 3 more show up too. It's a whole thing. So you can find that video. It's called "What's the Focus of Your Library" on that one, and then did some other videos too.
Which one is your favorite one you did this month?
Oh God, they're all my babies. They're not,
but what's the one that you could like talk about if you had to give a 5-minute speech and like non-prompted? You got to go elevator pitch. Which one?
Yeah,
out of the month.
It would be the interesting one about the illegals. The fun one was the one I did about the Chicago Bears moving to Hampton.
That was
Indiana.
crazy.
Yeah. So the Indiana Bears and all that stuff. Now, since I did that video, though, Chicago's actually, the city has actually come back and said, whoa, we were just kidding. I mean, we can make a deal. We can work this out. And so I'm wondering if the Bears are actually like, no, we're not gonna handle.
Well, I mean, Chicago's kind of it's got some issues up there in Chicago with that crazy mayor and the crazy governor.
I've been to Soldier Field, actually. I've been there. I actually did a tour of it too. I walked all around it and everything else, went to the locker rooms, the skyboxes. So I did the tour, and it's in a decent area. I mean, because it's just a stadium, really. I mean, it's down by the water, but it's just this area. It's actually perfect. And I don't even know why the actual stadium needs to be redone overall, because they just did it within memory. And so I don't know. It's fun, but that was a fun one I did. But I think my interviews are probably the best ones. I reached out to a guy called Lunatic Libertarian, and him and I had a fantastic conversation, both on and off camera. And so he opened my eyes to a lot. So we're trying to get some more interviews with some other influencers that he has, and going forward with that one. And so that was last month. We had on Wednesday, 2 days ago from the time we taped this, I did a video with a friend of mine that just went completely bonkers because our chat was down and nothing was going on with that, which was ridiculous. Another guy named Daily Riot did his interview as well. And him and I have been talking back and forth a lot about other stuff, but watch that full video on that one too. But the things I'm more interested probably in my shorts as far as what was going on with the thing of, we got the SAVE Act that didn't come up as well. So John
What
Thune,
is going on?
Yeah.
What is the holdup?
The holdup is to decide whether or not we want to use the filibuster or not.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. If you can't stand up there and talk, listen. If what's his name, Hakeem Jeffries, who was it, Cory Booker or Hakeem Jeffries?
Well, which one
that stood up there for 26 hours and talked? That was Cory Booker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, back in
if they can stand up there and talk nonsense, surely you can get up there and talk about the things that actually matter.
Well,
I don't understand why they don't want to do that.
The idea is they don't want to go through all that. They just want to skip all of it. And that's the debate, whether they want to skip all the filibustering and just go straight to the vote, or they want to actually make the Democrats stand up there for 26 hours and say, this is why I think that citizens should take a backseat to illegal aliens and why we should not have any ID. And they really to say, hey, that minorities are too stupid to get their IDs, and people that get married, women that get married, are too stupid to actually get their IDs changed and be able to vote.
From the same party that wants us to be in the White House.
Yeah.
Women's got to run the White House. It's like,
but
we
can't
even figure out how to get our IDs.
So that was one big thing going on. We talked a lot in January about the Minneapolis fraud and what was happening in Minnesota. Yes. That's finally coming to a head. Chairman Comer announced he's going to actually bring Governor Walz and General Alison, or Attorney General Keith Ellison into that thing. So the oversight and fraud and misuse.
Did you see that Tim Walz says that the federal government needs to pay him back for all the money they lost?
Yeah, we need to
take it off my tab, Tim.
Yeah, exactly. Just get it from the $9 to $10 billion that got shipped to Somalia. We'll do that one. The Stephen Colbert and James Tallarico hoax. You hear about that?
Yeah.
So the fact that it was funny because I did a video or short. I did a short about that, and I put in the comments at the end of the short saying, what would Jasmine Crockett do? Will she scream racism and white privilege and all that stuff against her fellow Democrat? And I had comments in my chat, my comments going, no, she won't do that. She's above that. And then like a day later, she started, yeah, it's all about this. And when the Republicans just love to have a white man in the office.
How is it our fault?
Yeah, I know.
It's your people doing it.
Yep. That was one of the things that didn't happen.
Stephen Colbert is no friend to the Republican Party. Why, please, Jasmine. She's desperado because she knows she doesn't have a chance because she gets up there and acts like a buffoon in Congress.
Yeah. Yep. And then with that, you think you actually, Rubio's talking to the grandson of Fidel's brother, Raul, in Cuba. So that's interesting. Ralito.
What is going to go? What's going to happen with Cuba?
I haven't heard much about Cuba. I mean, they ran out of gas. So, I mean, basically what 30, last time I heard this a couple of days ago, 30% of the country doesn't have power at all. And they haven't had it. And it was interesting because they were complaining, like, white liberals are complaining Cuba needs to be helped. Cuba needs to, and then Cuba, the actual Cubans came back and said, we've been like this for years. Like this is no different from our day-to-day life. Like you don't understand what it means to live in Cuba. So that was kind of the fun thing about that one. But Other than that, I think you covered pretty much everything on that aspect
month.
of it. Yeah, it was big. It was a big month for a short month, but being 28, it's 27, so obviously one more day. But hey, I think that was about the whole thing. So, and that's our hour. That's right at our hour.
Look at us.
If you're watching this for the first time, please like and subscribe to this channel, and then look for. Tell me what
Alison Eagle emoji on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and X.
Yes. So if you did change it to Alison Eagle emoji.
Yeah. If you just type in Alison and put in the eagle emoji, I should pop right up.
How do you find the eagle emoji? Because I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend.
You go to the, on your little keyboard on your phone, you just hit the little smiley face.
Keyboard. Okay. All right.
Keyboard on your phone, you hit the smiley face.
Oh, I see.
Your emojis
phone,
are.
on the actual phone. Yes. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you're.
I will put my typewriter away and figure that out.
If you're looking for me on a typewriter or word processor, it is literally Alison, the word eagle, the word emoji.
Yeah. So very good. All right, Alison, thank you so much for doing our February wrap up for this month. Look for more videos, more live streams, and also some shorts too. You can find Truth Between Lines. We are on, obviously, YouTube. We are on Rumble. We are on Facebook, Instagram, True Social, and X. And by the way, we also have a new TikTok account because Alison made me do it. And
they look so good. They look so good. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm learning.
For being brand new, you just started it like a month ago?
Yeah. I started since last January 30th, whenever the last meeting we had. I started since
a month.
Then.
You've been in it a month.
Yeah.
You're posting consistently.
Trying to.
Yeah. They look good. They're really fun to watch on TikTok, I think.
So look that up. It's some variation of Truth Between Lines, whether it's the_truth_between_lines, or it's the Truth Between on X. So there's just some variation on there. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you, Alison, for joining me. We appreciate that so much. And that's the truth.